Hello, everybody. Welcome to another founders interview on Webbiquity. Today, I'm joined by Stephen Moore, founder and CEO at Culture Booster. Hi, Stephen. Thanks for joining. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm so grateful that you invited me onto your show. Excited to share.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I kind of ran across you folks at the Beta, Minnesota event at Twin Cities Startup Week last
Yeah,
fall, and got to meet a few of the members of your team. Looked very exciting. Glad we're finally able to connect and do this.
I'm glad as well. Yeah, it was a really great event.
Good. So to start off, I guess just in a few sentences, kind of tell us, what Culture Booster is, kind of what problem you're solving, who you're solving it for, and kind of what makes it, special or different from the way that people might be doing it today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Culture Booster is a human resource software platform. We're in business to improve people's work lives. The problem that we're solving is misunderstood. A lot of people think in the employee engagement software space that the problem is turnover or absenteeism or burnout. It's really not any of those things. The actual problem is a prioritization of culture. And so that's what we help organizations do. We operationalize culture so that we can transform the work environments so that they're conducive to people bringing their best selves to work each day.
We had spoke a little bit earlier about that you've got some implementations out there. So how would you, I mean, without naming names, but sort of how would you characterize sort of what kind of organization or what kind of team is bringing you in?
Yeah. So since our launch in June of 2021, we've partnered with the largest emergency shelter here in Minnesota. We've also partnered with the largest mental health services as well, so two nonprofits, and we've partnered with the largest school district, and we're going to be doing a pilot with them starting in February. And so we've had some initial traction, and organizations are really receptive to our work. I think that's a combination of the Great Resignation, which you're seeing in a lot of the headlines, and also just the sentiment that's out there. People are leaving organizations, and so they're looking for meaning, they're looking for belonging, and so we help assist in those regards.
And so you're helping with retention or more with recruitment or kind of both?
More on the retention side. So we're really all about focusing on employee engagement, but the best way to do that is starting with the culture. And so we do that through a number of features within our platform, through sharing feedback, making goals attainable, and then also capturing innovation as well.
Great. So just sort of as background, a few quick things about the company. So you're founded.
Yeah, so I started this process back in 2018, so a long time ago, but we launched in June of 2021. It's been bootstrapped entirely by me and my family, so I'm grateful for my wife for bearing with us through these last 3 years. But we're happy that we've finally got on the traction wheel.
That was, you anticipated my next question, which was funding rounds. So it sounds like there hasn't been any external funding to this point.
Not to this point. We've had multiple conversations with venture capitalists, and we're building those relationships for the point where that comes up. But right now, we're bootstrapping.
Okay.
I think hustle back there.
Great. Anything you're willing to share about company size, number of employees, number of customers, just any size metric that you can share with us?
Yeah. So I'm a non-technical founder, and so I have a co-founder who is technical. He's the most amazing engineer I think on the planet. You met him at the Beta Startup Week, Josh Greenwell, just a phenomenal talent, phenomenal person, phenomenal human. And then we have two other contractors that work with us, one in a co-pilot role, and then another in a community building role. Early on, we realized that in order for us in our go-to-market strategy, we're going to need to leverage outside of my network. And so that community building role has been really helpful to us in social media.
What so what kind of inspired you to work on this particular problem?
Well, I was a practitioner, so I was a consultant. I would get hired by large retail automotive groups to go in and fix their broken stores. and it was tons of travel. And one of the priorities for me in my life is being a dad. And there would be days where I'd go without seeing my family. And so I thought I need to work smarter rather than harder. And so how can I take the tools that I've learned in that role and apply them to an online platform to be able to impact more lives? And so that's what Culture Booster was born out of. The second thing is the spillover effect. And this is my why, as Simon Sinek says in his book. Begin with why. So the spillover effect is when you have a toxic work environment. That environment doesn't just stick with you, but it actually transfers over to your home life. And if you have kids, it can negatively impact them and their outcomes in school. And so this is heart work for me. It's something near and dear to my heart.
That is wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So you mentioned that you launched last June. What have you found to be sort of the most effective marketing kind of channels or tactics for you to get the word out to folks and to get some interest driven to back to Culture Booster?
Yeah, so Tom, you're gonna laugh. And don't laugh. I am one of those people that spam people in LinkedIn. So that has been the most effective way for me to just build relationships and connection. I try to be authentic, so I don't try to be spammy. But LinkedIn has been effective. So direct messages and Facebook to my network, those have been effective too.
Any plans for doing more? I don't want to say mass market, but I mean getting the word out more broadly beyond kind of the one-to-one sort of communications.
Yeah, yeah. So our initial goal is to have recommendations, from our clients early on. In addition to that, we're working with a firm in Canada called Spacebar Collective. Shout out to them, and they're helping us with our SEO strategy, just so we can show up in keywords and really get our name out there in a competitive space.
Great. If you would finish this sentence, knowing what I know now, if I were starting over today, what I would do differently is.
I made so many mistakes, and so it's like, which one should I pick? I think wasted time. Early on, I spent too much time. I outsourced the platform, being non-technical. You go overseas. I think I would have invested that time in finding, someone local here to do the technical side of the platform. That would have saved me a lot of time and energy and resources. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So based on your experience, what's kind of the most important advice you could offer to a would-be entrepreneurs just starting out today?
I think going back to time, I think it's going to take you longer than you anticipate. So be patient, but make the leap. It is one of the most rewarding things you can ever do in your life. It's like a roller coaster. There's going to be emotional ups and downs, but just be patient. Make time for your family through this process. I know how difficult that is, and really be the kind of leader that people want to work for, to do this difficult work, and you'll do just fine.
That is wonderful. Yeah, what you're doing is so important. I work with a few folks to do some things around like new employee onboarding, and the employee retention piece, right? Because that is so important right now. So anything else you want to add about Culture Booster before we kind of wrap this up here?
Oh, I would just encourage your followers to check us out online. They can go to LinkedIn, or we're on Twitter. We're active there at Culture Booster, or you can visit us on our website at culturebooster.com. We'd love to show you a demo and show you the amazing product that our team is building.
Great, Stephen. Thank you for your time today, and have a great weekend. Stay warm.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be on your show.